What are my most terrifying experiences with shadow people? Welcome to Friday Night Ghost Frights from Haunted Road Media. I'm author and ghost historian Mike Ricksecker. Explore with us. As we continue our Shadow Person series, we're going to take a look at some of those moments that may have actually scared me. Now, I've been involved in some way, shape, or form with the paranormal for nearly 30 years, so not much rattles me, but a few came close. What were those? Like something out of a popular horror movie, the Crawler is probably the creepiest of all the shadow entities. Humanoid in shape, exceedingly fast in movement, and crawling about like so many possession victims in the latest blockbuster smash film, the Crawler shadow entity is certainly a force to be reckoned with. There's one time in which I witnessed the Crawler, and that was at Black Bear Church out in Olive Township, Oklahoma. It's really out in the middle of nowhere. It's an abandoned church, desecrated, there's no roof anymore, it's just ruins. One time when we were investigating there at night, we were down inside the basement area, and yeah, we had heard the legends of the Crawler before, that somebody had conjured the thing up. I'd never seen it before though. While we were investigating, we saw something slip in through one of the windows, some sort of shadow, and it began whirring around us along the walls and atop the ceiling. It eventually kicked something on the floor, a soda bottle. It was causing disruptions in our audio equipment, and at some point it hit the railing. Well, while all this was going on, our psychic medium at the time suggested that we should start saying prayers and singing hymns to scare this thing off, which we did. We started saying prayers and singing hymns, and the thing eventually did slip right back out the window from whence it came.
Yes, there's a Crawler.
What?
Scared the crap out of me, the Crawler. Jumped right on me downstairs.
What was it?
The Crawler. Okay, we should say a prayer.
Temptation. Aid us from evil. Amen.
Telling you something is screwing with us over here.
The plastic bottle on the floor?
Yes, but they're making sounds and moving the bottle and everything. Something. Telling me it's a freaking Crawler. I did not move. Well, I swear to you guys, I didn't move.
We believe you. We believe you. Did you get it?
Did you not hear it? Did
I
you
heard
not
that.
hear the
I
thump
heard
on
that.
the freaking metal?
I heard that.
Okay, I did not move
I had
it.
just
I
heard
did
it
not hear
again. Unless that was you, Dustin.
I just moved, but I didn't hit any metal. To sing God's praise.
that. Did you see that? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? That was not me. Somebody hit that bottle.
Now, of all the shadow people experiences that I've had, this is one of the very few in which I actually felt that the shadow person was evil and nefarious. Usually they're not, but that's another video on our channel. Now, I've told the story about my first shadow person encounter on this story many times, and it did really frighten me. Of course, I was only about 8 or 9 years old when I woke up and saw this thing in the corner of my room. And at that time, I had no idea about shadow people, who or what they were. All I thought at the time was there was an intruder in my room and it was about to kill me. Of course, it didn't. I'm still here to tell the tale. What it ended up doing, for those that are not familiar, is it actually came up to my bed, leaned over me, took my arms, crossed them across my body, and then ran off down the hall and into a closet. Again, I was young, I was terrified, I tried to scream and nothing came out of my mouth, but once that thing was gone, I found my legs, found my voice, ran off to my parents' room, and of course they tried to tell me it was just a bad dream, and I knew it wasn't. For years, I had no idea why this thing crossed my arms like that and then just took off, but I had somebody a few years ago suggest something to me that makes a bit of sense. Perhaps this thing thought I was dead. Yes, maybe it thought I was dead. Perhaps it may have even thought to have honored me and put my arms in some sort of burial pose, kind of like the crook and flail from the ancient Egyptian days. And then maybe when it discovered that I wasn't dead, hey, I was trying to scream after all, maybe it took off, frightened itself. Wouldn't that be something? Even though I'm an adult now and can look back and understand a little bit better as to what was going on there, it does remain today one of my most frightening shadow person experiences. The woods and forests of the world have been regarded as mysterious and foreboding for millennia, taking on a life of their own. Humanity has always acknowledged a sense of dread about the vast wooded areas of the world, while simultaneously being drawn to its enigmatic mystique. Outside our comfortable homes, the untamed areas beyond are teeming with many entities we still don't understand, including shadow people. When I'm out on a paranormal investigation, I'm usually ready for about anything, which is why that crawler experience, while extremely creepy and had us on edge, I wasn't completely frightened during that time. But there was a time when I wasn't acting as a paranormal investigator, when I was doing something personal. That shadow people creeped me out. I was meeting up with a person in a remote area back to her childhood home, which lied along the lines of a forest. And she was set up in her car between the back of the house and the forest. The house was now abandoned. And again, it was a personal situation, kind of trying to talk her down off a ledge, and parked my car in the driveway, walked back to her vehicle, got in, and we're talking for a while back and forth. Well, after a period of time, I noticed that back in the trees, there was something moving around. Now, it was already really, really dark in this backyard, but in those trees back there, which were even darker, there was something even darker moving around back there. And it continued to grow and became several of them. And I noticed, just checking in that side mirror, there's actually shadow people walking about those trees and kind of gathering around and peering out and taking a look at us. And talking to her, checking the mirror, talking to her, checking the mirror. Finally, there was one of those shadow people that actually crept up to the car and came up to the backside of it. And I'm watching it, and it's like, this isn't good. This is not good. I was not prepared for this moment at all. So I turned to her and I said, I think we ought to be taking the conversation elsewhere. And she realized that I had noticed something. I told her what I had been seeing and agreed, yeah, maybe we should go ahead and get out of there. So I eased open the door because I had no idea where it was at the time. I had looked back in the mirror and I'm not seeing it there. I don't know where it is. So I crept out of the car, eased my way around it, looking around, not seeing it, looking back into the woods. All of these shadow people were gathered around the trunks of the trees back there. So I backed up toward my car, keeping an eye on those trees, and then something totally unexpected happened. Up in the treetops was this white spiderwebby silky thing that was moving about and slithering about the treetops. I have no idea if it was related to those shadow people at all, but there it was, slithering about, slinking about the treetops. Finally got to my car, and we both took off and met up at a gas station somewhere. So it was one of the creepiest moments I've ever experienced. Again, I was not prepared for it at all, and even though being an investigator, when you're out there doing something else and you're not in that mindset, moments like that can really creep you out. We're going to be continuing this Shadow Person series. Please check out my new book about shadow people, A Walk in the Shadows. I will link that down below. And please check out our other videos about shadow people off on the side. I'm Mike Ricksecker. Until next Friday night.